always give props to people who go back to school, no matter what age they are, because you could go. I mean, you could go at any time. Like, it's kind of like starting to read. You know, if you ever like pick up a habit of reading, which I'm slacking on, by the way, but that's all it is. You know, and because when you read, you're actually fucking working out your brain, which is crazy. And working out your brain is something that's ideal for most people, if not everyone. So, yeah, props to you, man. So what made you go to what made you want to go to school? Was it like a work thing? Like if you go to, in order for you to get the position you have now, you had to go back to school?
Yeah, and in order to climb the ladder in the safety world, you have to have certifications and college degrees and stuff. I mean, you can get your foot in the door, but you're only going to go so high, man. So this makes you more valuable, adds more feathers in your cap and all that. So it was something I had to do. And like you said, man, I like working out my brain. This helps you out, man. And but it was a rough couple of years, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it was a lot of sleepless nights and everything else, but got her done,
And I bet you appreciate all that shit you went through, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I mean, I feel like, and I was, victim. I don't even want to say the word victim, but I was definitely guilty of this too. But people want to avoid going through hell just for a little bit to get to the real big end of what they need, just because that comfortability, they just like to be comfortable. And man, that's why I'm like, props to you. Like, you ate shit, went to school, did what you had to do. But from what I'm seeing, like, you're a hell of a dad, hell of a husband, you're a family guy, you got your snakes, you got your fucking your platform that you're building. And like, now I bet you're just like, I don't know. I bet it's a good feeling. I could tell you that, because I came from fucking, I don't want to say the gutters, but I put myself in a position where my life was shit. So, and I had to eat like shit to just like make sure I never went back to shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I totally feel you, bro. I mean, I've done years in prison. I mean, I've lived a whole nother life, and I've changed that around, and now I'm where I'm at now, But it takes work and sacrifice, and champions make adjustments, not excuses, bro. That's something I live by. I mean, you could sit around and blame everyone else for the bad things in your life, or you could like man up and do something about it and change it. You know what I mean? And that's how you'll get somewhere.
What year did you get locked up?
I was locked up 97 to 99, and then 06 and 07.
What were you in for?
All drug related sales and stuff.
Distribution and shit.
Yeah. So
that's one of my. I mean, anytime I went to jail, for the most part, it was fucking just like, I mean, I had one DUI, should have been two, and I don't want to tell you how I got one of them fucking erased, but and the rest were like kind of just like stupid driving shit, right? But my biggest one was distribution at fucking Glen Helen Amphitheater, right there in San Bernardino, the worst fucking city in the world. I'm sorry,
I've been to Ozfest there a few times, man. Glen Helen used to be cracking.
It is, but it's just not the place. You don't fuck around in that area. The cops are they're just looking to tear people down in that area, because it's a bad drug fucking town. San Bernardino's really notorious for that. Like, I'm pretty sure that's where some of the first meth labs in California were started. It was in San Bernardino. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway,
all the desert places. Yeah.
Anyway, when you get more than one slap on the wrist with that kind of charge, it's not good. They want to throw the book at you, man. So in the 97 and 99, and you had no kids at this time, right? This is before the family.
No, I have older kids too, man. I got 8 kids total. So my older kids, they've seen me at my worst, and now they see me I think I'm at my best right now. I can always improve, but yeah, I mean, part of that's what changed me though, man. I didn't want to put my kids through that kind of stuff anymore. And now I have these younger kids. So these younger kids, like, it's a total different style of parenting and stuff that they're going through versus my older ones,
Damn, so that's where a lot of your fire comes from. You're in a whole new life. Like, you've seen one version of yourself, and then now, that's a beautiful thing about life sometimes. Like, people don't understand, like, whatever you're going through don't have to be forever. Like, you could just fucking flip the script whenever you want in your life. It does not have to be dark. It doesn't have to be depressing. You could stop feeling sorry for yourself and start blaming other people. And this is all stuff I used to do, just so you know. So when I'm not, you know what I mean? I used to fucking do all that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm still not good. Obviously I'm trying to get better, but either way, like, once you start owning your shit and not fucking looking for excuses, Because I'm saying that's, man, I didn't do no fucking hard time in prison. I mean, I did like 2 weeks in county for that distribution charge I did, but just that 2 weeks was enough for me to fucking just realize that I'm in something I don't ever want to be in again, bro. You know what I mean? Like and you want to know something crazy? All right, you want to hear a story real quick?
Yeah.
All right. So I did my 2 weeks in San Bernardino jail for that charge, right? And I went to court. They wanted to give me 6 months for that. And I had no prior charges. And I couldn't believe it. I got a lawyer. It was hell. I went through hell fighting that. Okay. So long story short for that, they ended up giving me 48 days work release where I would have to be in San Bernardino and pick up trash and shit for 48 days. And I lived in San Diego. So that's 2.5 hours. And they wanted me to come twice a week. So I was like, what the fuck? So basically I would have to schedule my back-to-back days at work off. So I would have to go do that. Right. So I basically did 40 days of it. And I had like maybe like 8 more days, or I think like 5 more days left. And what do? I fuck up and I don't go 1 week. Okay. I don't go 1 week. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking an idiot. So I'm like, I'm just going to go the next week for sure. I'm going to go the next week and I'm going to just play stupid. Right. And this is when I was DJing a lot. So I had a gig down in Mexico. Okay. I went down to Mexico. I did my thing, came home. I was at the border. I gave him my ID. The fucking fence comes down. They're like, who's Michael Juarez? And I'm like, me. And they're like, put your hands up. I was like, you got to be fucking shitting me. And I'm thinking it's because I didn't go to do work furlough, right? So I'm like, dude, this is nuts. And everyone in the car is like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, dude, this is for me. Like, this is hella me. I fucked up. This is, and I'm just like not really nervous, but I'm also upset because I'm about to get locked up. You know what I mean? But I kind of was just like, I know what this is for, So I'm at customs. They lock me up at customs. I give them my ID. They transfer me to downtown San Diego. I go to downtown San Diego for like 4 days, and then they transfer me to San Bernardino, and I go back to hell, right? So I go to San Bernardino, and I'm thinking, all right, this is where I have to fucking see the judge and just tell him I'm sorry I didn't go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know how they process you each jail, right? Like you don't just go to jail; they have to process you, right? So I'm in the tank where like you get processed before you like get checked in. They give you the wristband and all that shit. Oh my God, bro! They call my name. I go to the thing. And they go back to the cell. I'm like, you called my name. They're like, let me see your wristband. They're like, Michael Juarez. They look at the screen and they go, stay right here. And the next thing you know, like another sheriff comes. And then another sheriff comes. And then like, here comes this fucking guy, gray beard, fat motherfucker. Okay. He has to be the one in charge. He comes, he looks at the screen and he looks at the other sheriff. He goes, get this asshole out of here. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is happening right now? So they grab me. They tell me, follow me right here. They open up a door. They walk me through like a break room where all these sheriffs are eating lunch and shit. And I'm like looking around. They're like, here, hurry up and get changed. So I get changed into like my clothes that they arrested me in, right? And then they take me to a side door. They open it and they say, leave. And I'm like, leave? And they're like, yeah, get out of here. They're like, get the fuck out of here. Dude, whoever knows about San Bernardino cops, they're very mean. Okay. I don't have my phone. I don't know. They didn't give me that back. I just have my clothes. But dude, you think I questioned any of it? I was gone, bro. Boom. I dipped. I was out. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, if this is real life, does people really go through this shit? I was thinking, it's like, this has to be a dream. Nobody just gets out of jail like this. This is fucking nuts. Oh my God, bro. That right there, I swear. I don't even tell that story a lot because a lot of people just don't believe it. They just don't believe that. Like, who would ever believe that story? But at the end of the day, my mom is my mom. She's like, I tell her something like that. I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do about this situation. And she's my mom. She just fucking gets it done. And boy, she wrote a letter to the district attorney to San Bernardino, pretty much threatening to, I don't know. I didn't really read the letter, but long story short, we got a letter back stating we don't have any records of any criminal charges under this name, Social Security. So next thing you know, I have no felony charge. Everything's gone. Like I'm talking about zippity gone. It's all gone.
So that's a good story, bro. I mean, that's a good one.
That's how fucked up the system is.
Oh, I know. I have a similar one, man. It's real quick, but one of the times I was going to get out of prison, instead of letting me out, LA County came and got me because I had a driving on suspended over in LA County. They take me to the Twin Towers. I go through processing there for 3 days. They take me up to Valencia where I got my driving on suspended that I already did the time for. And the judge is like, what are you doing here? You already did the time. I'm like, I know. And he's like, same thing. They just kicked me out in Valencia in a paper jumpsuit, bro. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? So I had to call the Ventura. I'm from Ventura. I had to call the Ventura and get my people to come pick me up over there at Magic Mountain in a paper jumpsuit. I'm just walking around Valencia in a paper jumpsuit, bro.
Dude, that's a trip. Anyways, you know, it's really hard to kind of explain that unless like somebody's actually been through the system themselves and realize like bro, I mean, you can't make that story up. What I just said, you can't make that up. And you now you kind of know, like, yeah, you could see that shit happening easily, bro. So,
oh yeah,
oh my god. Anyways, it's cool. But I just by going through that right there and having that story happen to me, bro. I mean, that's the biggest reason why I'm like, dude, I don't want a life like this. I don't want to live like this. Like, this is not real. This can't be the life I really want to live. Because I did grow up legit. My mom and dad were fucking awesome to me. And